Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be working on the chicken tractor, and Courtney is planting some plants that she got, and she insisted on doing it herself because she wants to get the full experience of having her own plants, I guess. Here, let's go look at the chickens. Kiki, come here, buddy.
Right, we're gonna go look at the chickens. These are roosters. Dang, they're going crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, did you not feed them like a deer?
I haven't fed them since last night.
How many do we have?
That chicken right there is about to be without a head.
How many chickens do we have?
Here,
How many chickens do we have?
look at them.
How many?
There's like 60.
60?
Yeah. Look at them.
Do you have enough?
Yeah.
There's the bigger ones. I've actually not heard from Spencer.
I got picked by one of them chickens. It's the same one that always gets me too. He's supposed to be without a head.
Which one is it?
Isn't that other two?
This two? This two guys?
Isn't that other two?
Oh, that one? Hey, oh my gosh.
Here,
Daddy?
right there. What, boo?
I'm scared. See, they can peck, but they don't peck hard, right? But they're
What?
trying to get
They
out.
don't peck hard, right? Oh. No, they're sticking their
They don't pick hard right now.
they're sticking their heads out the thing.
But that big one does up there. This is my brother. Say hey, Keegan.
Filming something?
Yeah.
Why?
Can I say hey?
Hey. Are you really filming?
Yeah.
Guys, is he supposed to film?
You what?
Is he supposed to film?
Huh?
She's filming right now.
They're going crazy right there. Right, Daddy? Why are they so crazy?
I'm playing whack-a-mole with the chickens. I'm playing whack-a-mole with the chickens.
Get that one. Hurry.
Sophie! Sophie, stop!
You better get that daggum chicken.
Stop! Stop, Sophie! Stop!
Sophie.
Stop! Sorry, I'm trying. It's Sophie.
Mama, our chicken got out. Can I come film you? Hi, Mama. What?
Maybe.
No?
What did you say?
Can I film you? Just gonna film you playing. That's it. Oh, sorry, Telba. Tella, move.
Where's my... Do you see my shovel?
What do you do?
What is that for? I don't know, that just to fill it up and I can't.
The pretty flower, right, Mama? More dirt up there.
Where are you taking that?
What? He's going over there to fill it up for me.
Daddy,
Alright.
those chickens are crazy.
Yeah, they really are.
I'm not joking. They actually are really crazy. So soon this will be done and you'll see how good this is. Daddy, did you already send our YouTube channel?
Huh?
Have you already sent the videos to our YouTube channel?
That's it.
Not yet. But Daddy, are you gonna like voice or are you gonna put some music in this?
I got some music on there.
So you're gonna kind of not talk, you're just gonna put like music and you're fast forwarding.
Yep.
Okay. Am I doing good?
What?
I'm gonna go look at Mama.
Okay.
She's playing. She said it's okay if I plant. Watch her.
What? I know, buddy. I'm gonna lift it. I just need you to fill it up.
Hey, Mama.
Hey, baby.
Mama, I promise he didn't. Even when doing this video, he's not gonna put the voice. He's gonna put like some music.
Okay.
Cause he does that.
Ooh.
You're good at playing.
Yes, sir. Coming.
I'm gonna film.
Stay over there, boo. Stay over there.
Why did it say stay over here?
I have no idea, baby.
Kind of weird though. Mama, what if bugs come in here? Mama, you know how you always get Daddy's shirt?
Well, these turned out great.
That one's streaking now.
It's going to. It's going to go in shock for a little while. Just got to fertilize it and water it.
Do I need to fertilize it first?
Well, whatever the thing says.
It said wait a week. Wait 5 days.
Well, that'll be fine. It's just getting used to the new pot and the pH and all the soil.
I'm scared. I don't want to overwater it and mess it up.
It'll be fine. Somebody decided to get in the water hose because old Yellow up there is beating down on us. So we got some cross braces in. I got it jacked up and leveled up. We're going to continue on next. I'm going to put a brace from here to there on this side, and then from this side to up here, and then I'll be able to start on the roof, which would be nice. Alright, so we've got a good bit more done on the chicken tractor. It's just real slow and tedious because of these angle cuts on the roof. Give you an idea of what I'm talking about here. Got those in. We got the some of the cross bracing in and done. I gotta nick those off, which actually I don't have to nick them off because it's, but I'm going on the outside of this. I'm gonna go flush right here, and we're just gonna bring the metal up. It's gonna make the top metal, and I'll cover this edge right here with drip edge, so that it's just gonna have a little bit of an overhang, and then drip edge going over the wall metal, and then facing it, I'll just put some metal on the face of it right here, and then I'll have to put some dead wood in just to hold the metal up, and hopefully my side-by-side can pull this unit, because every piece of wood I put on here makes it heavier, and we still got to put 40 chickens in here, which there's 60 right now, but we plan to put 20 or so of those in the freezer. So we are definitely moving on. Moving on. Oh, and I gotta build a door, which that'll be the last thing that goes on this thing. So I've got a stand coming for my camera. So as soon as I get that, we'll do a lot more time-lapse stuff, because the kids are out playing in the sprinkler and they don't want to hold the camera right now. So we will get that new camera mount, and it'll make it a lot better on everybody. Stay tuned. Alright guys, we're going to cut some 1x4 lathing for the chicken tractor. I've got a lot of 1x whatever drops, just, you know, edges. A lot of it's got a square edge on one side and then live edge on the other side. You can run these through the table saw, but the fastest way I've found to do it is to actually smush them together and put them on the sawmill. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to try out the wide angle lens so I can hopefully get all of this in one shot. It's a little bit far away, but we're going to try. We're going to try our best. I can't know unless I go back. You measured? We had a ST. how do you know how to do this? Or how do you know how to do that? I've been poor my whole life. And I was fortunate enough to stay in school enough to get a lot of electrical knowledge and maintenance knowledge. So I've always, pretty much my whole life, I've been dealing with junk. So I know how to work on vehicles, concrete, masonry, electrical, plumbing, construction, drywall, painting, blah 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 blah. I've done it all in my 34 years. Because I could never afford somebody to do it for me. And I still can't. Because I got all these projects. top coated with some waterproof paint. It's like an outdoor asphalt based paint. It's just to maybe extend the longevity of this thing. Maybe by a couple years, maybe by 0 years, I don't know. But I do know that this does waterproof and it works good because it's on my original chicken coop that's been there for about 9 years and it still looks like I just built it. So, and there's no water damage or anything like that on it. So, but I'm wanting a more mobile unit, and I'm probably going to end up taking that one down or putting turkeys in it. I haven't decided yet, but it'll have to be more predator proof because it actually had 30 something birds in it and they all got killed in one night. So this particular unit right here has to be predator proof, completely predator proof, on the top and the bottom. So right now what I'm going to do is go over there and go ahead and take my metal for the top and get it pre-drilled, and I may actually bring it all over here and set it on the sawhorse, get it pre-drilled and put on. So here we go. so today we're gonna get the all this rough cut lumber painted on here, and I'm gonna try my best to do it before it rains. So let's get started. It's gonna be nice and black, like a Gothic chicken house. Which I'm not opposed to. I think it's gonna look rad. It's gonna have silver chicken wire on it though. Wish I would have bought black chicken wire now. I know one thing, this roller definitely gets me away from the splatter. I've got most of it's painted. It's kind of looking a little bit gothic, but the roller was an awful idea because it really just couldn't. This rough cut lumber is just so rough on the outside. It really couldn't just penetrate the ridges of it. So, but I have found, because it's almost the consistency of sheetrock mud, the best way to do this is to just glob it on with a paintbrush, and that's been a lot faster. So we've kind of stuck to that method the entire time. And I've got most of this side done, and then I've got to finish the outside over here. That back part's going to be metal, so I'm not worried about it. I am going to paint the lathing back there. For whatever reason, it just makes me feel better. But yeah, the roller was an awful idea. So we're just going to continue on with this brush and hopefully be done within the next 30 minutes or hour. And this stuff will be dry in an hour after that, so I can start putting metal on that back side, start putting the fence material on. I'm kind of getting excited because I really want these chickens out of this brooder in here, because they're getting way too big to be in that brooder, and they're wing to wing, and I kind of feel bad for them. So the pressure is definitely on me to get this done. Oh, so bear with me. So we got all the bottom painted, and I'm quite certain the grass will probably rub it all off. I'm actually certain of that. But right now, it looks very ominous that direction. And it may be hard to tell on the camera, but those clouds are moving very quickly. And it looks even more ominous in that direction. Maybe you can see them moving a little faster right there. Because they're moving out pretty well. So hopefully the paint has time to dry. I thought I was filming this last little bit, but my SD card filled up. So we swapped SD cards and we're back at it. But you didn't miss very much. Probably just another time lapse. But we got all the lathing painted. I'm going to do the inside of this right here with white kilts. Just interior, exterior white kilts. And I'll use the sprayer for that. So it'll take a third of the time, probably less than it takes for me to do this with a brush. But I don't know. It looks pretty cool to me so far. I got it jacked up on that one end so I could paint the bottom. But if you don't think the grass is coarse enough to potentially remove all that, I dare you to slide off a slip and slide without a shirt on. Because I did that one time and it hurt bad. I was hurting for days. So, with that being said, I'm going to take a break and get some water, and hopefully we don't get rained out and we can start putting metal on. So, we'll be back. And hopefully this rain holds up, but I feel like it's about to pour on top of me. I may just wait. Let's have a look. Those clouds are moving crazy fast. I'm getting a little sprinkle every now and then. Looks like rain. What I need to do though is, and look, I'm not sponsored by DeWalt at all, but I'm telling you right now, their 60 volt stuff is absolutely insane. And here comes the rain. So we'll check back. So it's been about 15, 20 minutes of just bottom falling out of the sky. It's been pouring. and it went away. So, and now the sun's out and the storm's over there. So we're gonna get back to what we was doing. And I gotta take this table saw and rip these boards down, and then we're gonna screw them on and paint them. I may paint them before I screw them on. I haven't decided yet. I may paint them before I screw them on. I think that's going to be a better option. And luckily, I had the camper right here, and the slide out is out. So I was able to protect my table saw. I just need to find my tape measure. Which is right there with my pencil. I think this was 69 and a half was my measurement. Yep. 69 and a half was the measurement. And I'm just gonna rip this board in half, and that should be perfecto. I gotta go get the skill saw, 'cause I left it laying by the chickens. I left it laying by the chickens. It's laying over here by them old chickens. Check on these chickens. See what they're looking like. Light. And anybody got that thing and put in this thing. That's what they're looking like. I think I'm actually going to set this on the ground and go grab a little bit of hearing protection, because it does get loud and you always want to be safe, especially with a table saw. I just sent a little old text message. You might not be able to see this. Might be a little bit off camera, but you'll be fine. I need 1 3/4 inches. I gotta unlock it first. Looks pretty good. Ouch. Get bit by ants. I'm have to put some ant killer out here. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. That is not even close. What have I got this on here? Something is not right. I had it on 1.25 inches. And I got an ant biting me. He's latched on. Cool. Cool, cool. Alright. So, I'm going to go put some gloves on. I'm going to take this off now. I'm going to go put some gloves on and get this painted up real well. I like to paint both sides of it. Give it some rigidity. And I'm going to probably put a coat in between it before I even screw it on. So the more I think about it, I can't even think about what I was going to say. I'll have to cut that out. Oh, but we're getting the metal put on the outside. I'm putting this J channel up now, which is definitely a step in the right direction, you know. Needs to go down right there. It looks really, really well. So now we need to mesh shell. For our last piece on this side, thinking 22 inches right there. Let's see what our bottom do though. The bottom's gonna be about 23. Could get away with 22 and a half. I like 23 more though. Maybe 22 on the top, 23 on the bottom, so it is not square, which I knew that going into this, that it was going to be way out of square. I was wondering how well that impact will cut with this thing, because I've never, in the years I've owned these Malco snips, I have never, not one time, put it on my impact. Definitely goes on there, so that's a positive. Will it squeeze down to it though? that's the top. I'm gonna have to go get a chalk line. We definitely want to go 22. Is that rib right there, and 23 is gonna be. I'll measure it up there. It was 22 on top, 23 on bottom. She's gonna put us around about right there. So let's get us a chop box. Really need to put some chalk in this thing. It's been a while since I put any chalk in here. But she's still popping. Let's smearify. We're gonna smearify. My top was 22. I like to smearify. Yep, 22 on top, 23 on bottom. It's always good to smearify. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just need to smearify. In all the years that I've owned these Malco 10 snips, I never even thought about putting them on an impact. And it's 10 times faster than my drill. I'm a goofy goober. That's all there is to it. I'll never go back. That is crazy. I don't know why I just assumed it would impact, but it doesn't. It just cuts it. Dude. What? That's crazy. That is daggum crazy to me. These chickens gonna be living better than me. Daggum. Some daggum nice chicken pen. I hit my ankle on something while ago, and I know it hurt, but I didn't think it cut me. But it did. 'Cause I am bleeding a little bit. Oh, while we out here on the homestead, and we're loving every minute of it. Loving every minute of it. Boom, boom, boom. Loving every minute of it. Touch that dial all the way. Yeah, all the middle screws. Shoot me like a rocket, hitting the spurs. Loving every minute of it. Yeah, it needs to go over it. So it just pretty much, it's just gonna be even with this part. Right? Or would I want to go over that? I'm going over it. I don't care. I don't care. We're going over that. And it's going to be 97.5. I need a speed square. I need a square speed. And it's a great day to be alive. I'm trying to get this medal on for these chickens' lives. There's some hard times in the neighborhood. Yeah, them screws ain't gonna help me anyway, because this stuff's so long. And what the heck? When? I'm gonna go ahead and put those screws back in because I'm not coming back on that same spot. It's gonna be lower. They gotta be kind of high. I'll tell you about. Yeah, I can go an inch below those. So it'd be 4 1/4 from the roof here. 4 1/4. I don't know if it'll reach right there. Probably about 4 inches down here. Man. Is that making it rock down there? I mean, I had to take that one out. Yes, sir, I hear you. Good right there, boy. I like it. I like it. So I think I'm gonna post 2 videos on this particular build just because it's so long and it's been several days out here working on it. But I do have one side complete. I feel so happy about that, and it looks really good. I'm missing a screw right there, but it does look good. Minus a little bit of, I got some asphalt on it right there, paint. But other than that, man, this thing turned out great. I got a few more screws to put in, but we're getting there. We are getting there. I need to put some screws in my pocket. But I think this video is very, very long because this has been a long, drawn out build. Not by choice, it's just what it is. But hopefully by tomorrow, which it's supposed to rain all day tomorrow, we only had a 60% chance today, and it's about to rain again. So I've been dodging storms today. Every hour, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, it's just storm right after storm right after storm. So we've been dealing with that all day, and on top of that, this stuff's hard to do by yourself, but we can do it. As long as I have you guys with me, we can do it. I'm gonna check the radar real quick, because I'm pretty sure she finna rain on us. Mother Nature's fixing to hand us a good old soaking. The garden's loving this though. It's like it's in a rainforest right there. You hear that thunder? So it's a pretty big storm right here. I mean, it's right here on top of us. But it's just south of us, which is that direction. It is just south of us, but it's coming across here pretty fast. So hopefully it'll just do what it's been doing all day, and it'll rain for a little bit and then stop. And then I can come back out here and work till dark. This looks like a little 30-minute storm. I hear the rain, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this stuff cleaned up before it starts pouring. Ugh. I ain't gonna make it. We ain't gonna make it, guys. We're gonna get wet. Oh, that one seems to be full from being right here. So put this one right here. We are going to get wet. We're going to experiment some technical differences. Make sure I got all my tools up. I gotta close this hatch on the camper, and here it comes. Ooh, I need my water jug. It's some big rain. Just that Forrest Gump rain right here. Well, everything is soaking wet. It's been raining now since maybe 5 p.m. yesterday evening. It just stopped about 15-20 minutes ago, and it's 10:30 on Saturday morning, May 3rd. So we've got a lot more done to the chicken tractor. I've got the complete roof on, the back walls, the side walls, all the trims done on the back side. I kind of just got the ridge sitting up on this side. We started the hardware cloth yesterday, so that part's done. Now we just got to put the chicken wire on. So this guy right here is completed. And it's got a lip down there on the bottom. I don't know if you can see it on camera because there's like a shadow, and it's painted black. So, but there is a lip down there on the bottom, so the metal won't drag the ground. And I've got a little bit of an overhang on my hardware cloth to try and keep animals from digging. which I'm probably going to add some more stuff for that. But as you can see, I just kind of laid this. I've got some metal to cap this up here. I started on this side. I've already got it capped off just to try and help it last a lot longer. But I kind of just laid that metal up there yesterday, and I mean, it was an absolute onslaught of a thunderstorm. We had the sirens going off and the weather radio going off and wind and hail. I need to check the camper roof and make sure it hadn't got any spots in it, which none of the vehicles have any hail damage, it looks like. But it was an absolute storm that came through here yesterday. So, but the roof inside, everything in here except for the ground, obviously, because the water run under this thing last night and today. But all of this, everything in here is dry as a bone, which is what we want. So I'll probably end up building an actual platform in here and just putting it across the face so that the chickens can always, no matter what, they can stand on something dry without having to roost. I don't know if they get roost fatigue. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. I have no idea. Never heard of it, but maybe it's a thing. I don't know. But as of right now, everything's looking good. So we're going to finish capping this, and I'm going to start putting the metal on the face of this. I got to take that ridge back off. I just need to mark it whenever I get the metal on the outside. Just need to get it marked, and hopefully that'll be all I have to do. Alright, I'm going to set you guys up for a time lapse, and we'll try to get all the caps put on and get this face, the face of the coop right here with this floating door trimmed out, framed out, whatever. Hopefully it doesn't take long. as you can see, yet again, we're getting rained out and my camera's getting soaking wet, so I'm gonna have to put it inside for a little while. Dang it. Alright, so basically it's been pouring and we just worked through it, but I didn't want to leave the camera out here, so yeah, that's where we're at. We got most of the metal done. Actually, all the metal's done. We got most of the fence done, and I'm about to start building the door. just say 30 feet. Looks pretty good. Alright, so I've got the top trim on, and I just did this so it's a lot easier to see into. This is the main reason. But I also had 3 different types of wire to put on this thing, and I have a bunch of each left over so I can build some meat tractors. But overall, the outside, aside from putting the door and hinges and latches right here, but the inside, I mean, this thing is nice, super nice. And I left a little gap up on top so that it'll vent out, so it should have decent airflow as far as coming in the door and under this part here on this floating door. And this thing's actually, I mean, it shakes a little bit, but it's pretty sturdy. So for the most part, I am very, very happy with the progress. I am going to have to build nesting boxes in here, but they won't need them for a while. So we're just gonna make sure that nothing can get in and nothing can get out. And we're gonna put these things on the grass today, because I have a lot of grass that needs to be eaten by something that I don't have to put fence around, because this thing right here's got a fence around it. So, but I'm waiting on those hinges to dry. I wish I would have bought black hinges, but I didn't really think about it at the time. So I'm just painting them, and they'll probably be silver this time next year, or galvanized, because that's what they are. But for the most part, we are done with this door, and I'm so happy about it. I'm about to drag this thing out here in the grass with the tractor and be done. Cue time lapse. Alright, so I went and got some cable and some cable clips, or saddlebacks, whatever you want to call them. This is some type of self-gravity choosing latch. It works good. It works great. The door's good and sturdy. I said it was. If you bounce it just right, it'll open. Anyways, this thing is pretty cool. It's got a net over top. There's chicken wire, and my good friend Christy came through and put all of this wire in between it and kind of sewed it together there. It looks awesome. And inside, and I'm 6'1" and can stand in here, so it really is kind of tall. It's kind of nice that it's tall too, because I'm coming in here and building these boxes, and I don't want to be hitting my head and bent over the entire time, because it will take a while. But I'll probably end up pre-building them before I bring them in here, just to make it easier on myself. But this thing really did turn out amazing. And I got to bring some kilts in here and paint all of this wood right here, because it'll be sitting on grass, and I know it's not gonna cause it to rot immediately, but all that moisture, constantly getting moisture down on it's gonna speed that process up a good bit. So the only part I have to duck in is this part, because it pulls my hat off. But man, this thing turned out great. Oh, I kind of slammed it. It looks really good. And we're about to put some chickens in it after I put the cables on. Get ready for the maiden voyage. We've got it hooked to the side by side. I don't know if this is going to be a good idea. Everything's wet, so I got the side by side and 4-wheel drive locked in. Got the locker locked. Here we go. Okay, so the maiden voyage went pretty okay. So far, so good. I have got to 100% get wheels for it though, because it tore up the ground like crazy, which everything's soaking wet, but also I'm dragging it, so it definitely pulls pretty decently. I didn't spin a tire and everything, like I said, it's soaking wet. But I have got to, if nothing else, I have got to put tires on the front of it. I think, yeah, this thing's, every time I move it or when it rains, it's going to draw all this moisture up into it from the ground because the ground's soaked. But man, this thing's awesome. I'm so excited. Now let's get some chickens in here. We got a box of chicken, like KFC, but not fried. Alright, let's hold it blue. Oh. And the barred rocks will start hopping and jump out.
Oh, I know.
I hear them chirping. They're happy.
All the birds are hanging together.
Yeah, birds of a feather fly together. That's true with chickens too. Need to put a handle on the inside and hang some type of something. How awesome is this though?
Pretty awesome. Please tell me you
He's surfing. He was crowd surfing for a minute, wasn't he? Crowd surfing.
So you got 3 of these speckled ones.
I don't even know. I think they're speckled Sussex, I believe is what they're called.
And so I have a bunch of them too, but the main ones I like are the fuzzy feet ones. If you get them around our head, they're starting to show their little fuzzy feet more.
See, they still got feathers to grow on their butts and backs. They're just babies.
I'm trying to make them run out there. Oh.
That's so cool, man. There's chickens everywhere. Millions of chickens.
I don't know what that one is, but there's one of those
I think it's
special ones.
No, I don't think it's the Australorp. That's an Australorp right there.
Yeah,
I'm
and
not
then
sure
some
what
of
those
the
are.
black ones, like,
Yeah, that's a black Australorp.
well, some of them have the fuzzy feet and some of them don't. I don't know the difference quite yet. Hello. This one, though. Oh my goodness.
You're just a baby. You're just a baby.
Sweet baby. You sweet baby? You got nothing?
So we need a spot to put. We need a spot to put where we can put feed in here.
This one needs to be in the back in the thing all by its lonesome until it gets its feathers back. That one's been beat up. It's not gonna make it. It better.
This is awesome. All right, I'm gonna put some type of little perch in here for them so they can. Well, I would say that, but they can get on the edge of the. They can hop up on the edge, I believe,
Yeah.
and just chill.
Don't step on it, little baby. That one's hard to see.
All right. Well, we have successfully got the chickens in the coop, or the tractor. It's a coop tractor. Either way, I'm so excited because I can clean that other bay of my lean-to that's on the back of the shop back out and put all my stuff back in there like it's supposed to be, instead of having a tarp over it for the last 8 weeks. So, and since we're here, let's go ahead and do a little update on the garden. We've got sprouts everywhere. Everything is sprouting. I've got squash coming up. All of the cucumbers back there is coming up. The watermelons, the pumpkins. I would show you if it wasn't. I mean, it's a soup right now. But that right there is awesome. Can you see the squash? I don't know if you can see it or not. The screen's so small in this pocket I can't really tell. I know you can see this. Those are seedlings right there, just coming up. Now look at that runoff right there. That water is moving through this garden, eroding. And then lots of my tomatoes. My tomatoes are sprouting, which is awesome. These are those Atkinson tomatoes that were developed here in Alabama by Auburn University. And these are some organic jalapenos to go with these cayennes. But I am so excited nonetheless that all of everything that I've planted is sprouting. So the next couple of weeks we'll be able to thin anything that's too close out and start tilling the rows up and get the mounds a little bigger. And here comes Christy with the water. Awesome. It's been a very productive and wet day today. Well, as important as it is, I almost forgot. They gotta have something in their gizzard to grind up all these grass seeds that they're eating. So I'm gonna give them some oyster shells in my container that I found in the shed. And my wife might see this video and gripe at me because this looks like it's for fall and Halloween decor. But it's got oyster shells in it today. So I'm gonna dump these in there. And that'll be more than enough for them guys to find. They'll pick them up. There's already a bar truck over here looking at them. They'll pick them up to, once their gizzard starts to see, they're picking them up now. They're like, oh yeah, I know what that's for instinctively. Let me get that. Yep. Just swallow it. Swallow it down. But they'll go through there and each of them will pick a couple of those out to grind their food up with. And as such, they won't get any backing up, I guess you could say. Watch out, Hank. So all in all, today's been a successful day. We got the chicken tractor pretty well finished. I just got to build nesting boxes now, which will be definitely not before June. But around June or July, we'll go in there and thin them out, and I'll build nesting boxes. And then hopefully a month or two after that, we'll have eggs. I can't believe how successful today has been. I feel extremely good about it. Extremely good. This will conclude our video for the initial build of the chicken tractor. And I can't be happier, I'll be honest with you. This has been 2 weeks, start to finish, off and on. Cutting boards on the sawmill, getting metal, cutting all the metal, doing all the trim work, painting, screw after screw after screw. I'm so happy to be done with this thing. Now on to greener pastures. Thank y'all for watching.